Good morning everyone. So today let's start the third revision class. Hope the earlier classes are clear to you all. So today our topic for revision is plant breeding along with organism and population. Okay, so first go through the question papers. Explain major steps involved in breeding a new genetic variety of a crop. Now, the major steps for crop breeding are collection of variability. That means first of all we have to collect the variability among the parents, evaluation and selection of parents, hybridization, selection and testing of superior recombinations, testing them, releasing and commercialization of the new cultivar. So these are the main process which are already given to you. So you have to explain it according to the marks. Who is the father of Green Revolution? Norman Boileau. How Green Revolution is achieved by hiring of rice, wheat and sugarcane. Now the techniques are applied, okay, and with the help of these particular techniques different varieties of rice, wheat and sugar canes can be achieved. So already the techniques we are explaining it, so you can give the examples of the like rice, IRA, Taichung, native wheat, Sonalika, Kalyan Sona, sugar cane, Sukaram, Officinaram, Barbary. So you can give the examples and explain the points. What is the name of the wheat variety resistant to leaf and stripe rice? Himgiri. And Himgiri variety of wheat is resistant to which disease? Already we have got the leaf and stripe rice, Hilban. So these are the main things. Again, likewise what happened, there are different plants and along with their different resistant varieties are there. So you have to go through them also. Okay, what is biofortification? Biofortification means enhancement of the nutrition quality in the plants. Significance, it helps in increasing the protein, fats, vitamin content of the food, and it helps in development of the organism. List out some of the biofortified crops released in our country. Vitamin A rich carrot, pumpkin, spinach. Vitamin C tomato, bitter gourd. Calcium and iron rich spinach. Protein rich beans. These are the different Indian varieties. Okay, what is SCP? SCP means single cell protein. Which organisms are used to produce this? Algae, fungi, bacteria, etc. Microorganisms are basically used. Examples: spirulina, Methylotropus, Methylophilus. Examples are there. Whichever you find it easy, you can give it. Okay, define tissue culture. Tissue culture means what? It's a technique of growing plants in artificial medium in laboratory conditions. So that particular technique of growing plants is called tissue culture. What is totipotency? Totipotency means the power of regeneration of a particular cell into a new plant or whole plant. That is called totipotency. What is explant? The particular type of plant which is used in culture. What is micropropagation? The tissue culture technique in which the explant is a very small portion, that is called micropropagation, and by this technique huge number of plants can be developed. What are soma clones? The genetically identical plants developed by tissue culture or micropropagation are called soma clones. How viral disease-free plants can be developed from disease parental plant? Now this is done by tissue culture technique, okay? Or conventional breeding, mutation, soma clonal variation and genetic engineering. That means even though the parents are diseased, then we can just eliminate that particular gene and insert good genes in that in the offsprings. Okay, so for that particular processes can be done by conventional breeding, mutation breeding, soma clonal variation, like these processes. What is somatic hybridization? The fusion of protoplast is called somatic hybridization. Example: pomato, bomato. Pomato means potato and tomato combined to form the pomato. Bomato means brinjal and tomato combined to form bomato. Okay. So these are the questions for plant breeding. Now next we come to organism and population. Okay, define the niche. It's a specific part of the habitat in which organisms remain and can tolerate the different conditions, range of conditions, environmental conditions. Explain the major abiotic factors influencing the habitat of organisms. Abiotic factors like temperature, light, water, soil, topography, all these factors, how they will affect, you just go through them. Explain the response of organisms to abiotic factors with suitable graph. Now, what are the response? Regulation, that means how they will maintain a constant body temperature even though the outside temperature is changing. Conformation, where they will not they will change their internal temperature in response to other. In regulation, constant body temperature. In conformation, body temperature changes. Migration means they will move from one place to another. Suspension, like hibernation, estivation and diapause, where they will, for a particular time, temporary period, they will just stop their activities. Why small body size mammals cannot survive in polar regions? Now what happened? The small animals have large surface area relative to their volume, and they tend to lose their body heat by very fast when it is cold outside. Okay, so when it is cold they will lose their body heat and the surface area is more, so they cannot so for that particular reason they need much expenditure of energy to generate the body heat through metabolism. So for that particular reason the small bodied animals cannot live in cannot survive actually in polar regions. Explain two alternatives for organisms to escape stressful conditions when localized or remain for short duration. Hibernation, estivation. What is hibernation? It is winter sleep. Estivation, summer sleep. And diapause means when the situations are not proper, they just go for a period of rest. Explain the morphological, physiological and behavioral adaptations developed by organisms for acclimatization. Morphologically, they will change according to the climatic conditions, abiotic factors. Physiology will also change. Behavior, all these points are given to you in your notes. You just read them properly. What is Allen's rule? Now, Joel S.F. Allen in 1877 formulated the Allen's rule, according to which animals of the colder climates have shorter limbs and body appendages then the animals adapted to warm climates. That means these particular animals extremities, body extremities are smaller as compared to the body size. For example, the penguin, its extremities are small as compared to the whole body. What is altitude sickness? How it can be overcome? That means some people when move to the higher altitudes, mountain regions, they what happened? They cannot breathe properly. They feel nausea, body does then fatigue, heart palpitation. So what happened? For these particular reasons they have to, how can they these are called the altitude sickness, and this can be overcome by producing the RBC cells. Large number of RBC cells will be produced, then decreasing the binding capacity of hemoglobin and by increasing their breathing. So these are the main points how the altitude sickness can be overcome. List out the adaptations developed by xerophytic plants. For xerophytic plants, what happened? They will have thick cuticle, their hypodermal cells, epidermal cells will have thick walls, then stomata will be sunken. So these are the main basic points for which xerophytic plants show it. These are adaptations of the xerophytic plant. What is age pyramid of human population? Age pyramids means it's a graphical representation in which the which represents the human population, distribution of human population in a particular area. For example, like pre-reproductive individuals, reproductive, post-reproductive. Now according to them, it can be triangular if the pre-reproductive are more. It can be bell-shaped if the post and reproductive and pre-reproductive are almost same, and it will be unshaped if the reproductive individuals are more only and pre and post are less. Okay, what is population density? The number of individuals in a particular area. It is called population density. It can be measured by the formula D is equal to N by S. D means density, N is the total number of population divided by space. Now population size is not static. Explain. Because see, now population size can be calculated with the help of mortality, natality, okay, birth rate, death rate, immigration. These factors are not constant. Now we cannot say that this particular 10 persons will die, 10 persons will live, 5 will come, 5 will go out. This is not a constant. So for that particular reason the population parameters are not at all static. Explain two growth models. Exponential and logistic. Exponential means where the or if available things are there, population will grow exponentially, giving a J-shaped curve, and if they are limited due to carrying capacity of a particular area, then it is known as a logistic, which shows a sigmoidal curve. If population becomes double in 3 years, what is the value of R? Okay, this question answer I will give it to you. It is a mathematical question, so I will give it to you solving it. What is carrying capacity? Maximum available resources that are provided for the individual in a particular area. What is mutualism? Where both two organisms interact, both are benefited and neither can live alone. That is called mutualism. For example, lichen. In lichen, algae and fungi both are present and neither can live alone. What is commensalism? Here, two organisms are there. One is benefited and the other is neither harmed nor benefited. For example, the epiphytes. Now they absorb moisture from air. They only grow on the plant in order to take the space, nothing else. Others they can grow properly. So it is benefited, but in return the plant is not harmed. The host plant is not harmed. Okay, next question, what is competition? Competition means it is a rivalry between two organisms, interaction, and where both the species will fight together for a particular thing. That is, for example, lion and tiger both are fighting for food. That is competition. What is predation? Interaction between two members where one capture, kill and eat the other. Okay, so for example, Nepenthes khasiana, it is a pitcher plant which eats the insect, so that is predation. What is parasitism? Interaction between two organisms, one is benefited, other is harmed. The one which is benefited is called the parasite, which is harmed is the host. Some adaptations developed by parasite like adhesive organs, they can fast multiply, well developed reproductive tract, resistant sustain egg, all these are the adaptations. What is brood parasitism? Brood parasitism means it is seen in case of the cuckoo bird, which lays egg in the nest of the crow. The crow cannot distinguish them, that whether it is its own egg or different egg, so they just hatch them. So that particular parasitism relation is known as the brood parasitism. Okay. What is amensalism? Interaction between two individuals of different species in which one organism does not allow the other organism near it to grow. For example, black walnut. It produces some chemical toxins which does not allow even its sapling also to grow near them. So that is called amensalism. Now, allelopathy and antibiosis. Allelopathy means the phenomenon of inhibiting growth of the other organisms through secretion of toxic chemicals. Toxic chemicals are secreted, so other substances cannot grow. And antibiosis means an antagonistic association between two organisms, basically the microorganisms, where one is adversely affected. Okay, so we have discussed all the questions. Now, organism population and plant breeding, but still if you find any difficulty and anything is there which you are not clear before the exam, phase and exam, please come forward to ask it.